Welcome to the BaceCast podcast. We have the whole team here in the office. We've made it work, and we're really looking forward to getting this journey underway. We've been meaning to do this now for a while, and we didn't know how to go about that, but I felt like we've just ripped the Band-Aid off, and we have the opportunity now to allow us to dive into some discussions in which we're passionate about within health and well-being, to potentially get some guests and I guess broaden the perspective within the health and fitness industry, and I guess allow our beliefs to come into fruition. So welcome everybody. We're here in the Base podcast. We've got Pearso. Say g'day, Pearso.
G'day.
We've got Tay.
Hello.
Got Coondog, Cooney.
Hello.
We got Loza.
Hey.
And we got Giggles. Her name's Kaylee.
New name, Giggles.
Her name's Kaylee. But yeah, we're jumping on here. This is probably the only time we'll do a collective podcast. But episode 1 was very much all about us as a team coming together, giving you guys a bit of an understanding of who we are, what our values are, what our mission is. And I guess as a group, just have a bit of an open discussion about why we're all a part of Base and the alignment that is between us, which I guess that umbrella comes under our mission statement, which we'll get to. Does anyone else have any introductories before we sort of get underway with today's podcast?
No, this is, if you're watching, you'll see how very crammed we are in here.
Oh.
It's it's a work in progress, but you got to start somewhere. And
I'm sweating my face off.
It's been, you know what? It's hot. It's humid. That's the reality.
This is the culture we have at Base.
Yeah.
Get in the mud with each other.
Yeah.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll go around and allow everyone just to quickly, in their own words, define Base within their own right. So Philpot to the left of me, and then we'll go around the circle.
Base is, I guess, a space, funny, where you can come and feel welcomed and loved, regardless of whether you're there for the exercise or the social part of it. You feel welcomed and a part of the group immediately. So that's what I love about it. Peace.
It's just a good community vibe, and it's a place you can come, learn, grow, and just be happy. Like, it's a good part of your day where you can just come and spend time with good people.
Base is, I would say, full of high vibes, high energy, and it's just an all-round good time. I think everyone enjoys coming to Base, and everybody leaves with a massive smile on their face, and I think that's the main thing.
Wait, am I speaking loud enough? I feel like everyone's yelling and I'm not.
No, you're good. Yeah, this is PSO's first podcast. Not really sure what's going on.
Everyone else is yelling and I feel like
That's all right.
All right, guys, welcome.
Your IT man will fix it. Don't worry, bro. Fix everything. Look, for me, I see Base as a place for each person to make their own definition. I see a huge part of my own journey in Base. I see all the people who I now call very close friends of mine, some of my best friends, because of Base. And yeah, I'm just all along the journey really with it. I think we just leave it up for everyone else to make their own decisions on what they define it as. For me, it's community. That's what we preach, and a good time.
I feel like we're all going to have a lot of overlapping here. Base to me is acceptance, walking in and being who you are, not trying to be someone that you're not. And being allowed to be that person. All walks of life coming in with this mutual kind of respect that we're all here to have a good time and to move our bodies and do it in a safe place.
Yeah, I'm going to go off the back of Loz there about acceptance and being who you are. I think Base, for me, is an opportunity for people to come as individuals and to enjoy a space that isn't necessarily driven by looks and performance, rather a space that allows friendships and community and good vibes and good feelings to come out of it. So, yeah, I think the word that sums up Base for me is belonging and to be able to create that space. Good one. So let's go around and we'll one word to describe us. We're having some chats about this off air, and I'm interested to see what Pearso says. But one word to describe ourselves individually. I don't even need to know if you need to say the word.
No.
What is it?
Giggling. Yeah, that's it.
Straight to me. I don't know. I don't think I have one word.
Unique.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Boom. I'll take unique. Thanks, KP.
I'm going to say energetic and loud. Oh, yeah.
Which one? Loud.
And a loud.
Maybe
and a
loud.
And a loud.
Energetic loud. One word.
Energetically loud.
Yep, that'll do.
I feel like I have multiple personalities.
So true.
Yeah. Which one? Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just gonna say different.
Yes.
I'm just gonna say different.
You
Yeah,
are
you are.
different.
I think everyone's different, but not many see me behind. Many people see me behind closed doors, so I'm just gonna say different.
Mine, I reckon, will be just down to earth.
Yes, love that.
That's hyphenated, so it's one word.
Yeah, exactly. That's
Down to
what-
earth.
so my point.
Down to
is
earth.
Yeah.
Mine's charismatic. Yep. That's it. Yep.
Yeah,
You right, Giggles? All right, we're going to move on now to our mission statement. So our mission statement is, I guess, the umbrella in which we make decisions from. Our mission statement and our values are really important to us. And yeah, like I said, we drive our content through that. We drive our decisions we make for the community through that. Everything comes from this mission statement. So our mission at Base is we connect the dots between movement and mind to guide our members to make the transformation they seek from inside out. And what I wanted to do now with the team is just open that mission statement up for us to have a bit of a conversation about the mission statement and what it means to them. And yeah, let's just open up a conversation about the mission statement.
Can you read it again?
You'd like to think you would know this by now. It's only on our wall at the gym.
Can I take back unique? Can I take it back?
But for me, it's I think when I look at this, we're definitely in this business for the long haul. Like, we're in this for the long haul, and we understand that although we don't promote something that necessarily can be done, I guess, straight away, or over a week period, we like to give people the ability to create sustainable health through the ability of making the transformation within themselves. So having the confidence to be able to step into the gym comes from being confident enough to step into the gym, which is an inside and an internal thing. Or for someone to set an intention for their health, it starts internally, and then the action is the outside response. So when we say we want to help people make the transformation they seek from the inside out, it's like if every decision we make from our health and well-being is from a positive place within ourselves, then the action of the out is a place of confidence, love, gratitude towards ourselves, holistic, longevity, sustainable. And I guess this is what we're in. So I guess I've opened up a bit of a can of worms now, which we can sort of have a bit of a conversation around that.
Yeah, I'm definitely on the same page as that. I mean, the external world is a very, very accurate representation of what's going on inside. So an insecurity can be projected as, I guess, it could come out in anger, it could come out in putting walls up, avoiding situations. That's a negative. But if you're happy internally, that's also going to project out. And one thing that I've definitely found is without going too deep into it, seeing myself in other people. So I notice in other people first what I deeply know about myself. And if I find myself judging people, or if I find myself super, super stoked for people, that is a representation of what's going on inside of me. And so when it comes to doing these internal, like doing the work on the inside, and this doesn't have to be spending 2 weeks in Bali doing a yoga retreat, although that's a great thing. and like I spent time in Bali as well, and that was incredibly powerful. But I think at the base level, for us to understand the deeper reasons why we do what we do, allows us to control the outcome a lot better. And so if we find that we're not motivated, well, why aren't we motivated? Is it that we don't find value in the things that we're doing? Is it that going to the gym is a chore? Exercising should not be a chore. Eating good food should not be a chore. Living a healthy life should not be a chore, and it should not be hard. And so how do we start to make the decisions? How do we start to have that self-awareness to go, okay, well, I want to make health a part of my life forever because I know that it benefits me. How do I make it enjoyable? How do I make it so that I look forward to getting up in the morning? How do I make it so I look forward to going to work? I look forward to going for a run. And if you don't look forward to going for a run, try something else. If you don't look forward to stepping into the gym to train by yourself, try something else, and vice versa if it's a group scenario. I think different things work for different people, but ultimately what we're trying to do is we're trying to connect those dots between movement and mind to help people to create a greater level of self-awareness. And I myself know that's incredibly powerful, and seeing that spark in other people within a 3-month period, they're a totally different person for the better every time. So, yeah, that's my take.
Just that.
I think that's why, like touching on what Cooney said, why it is a long game, because in focusing on those things, it does become an enjoyable experience, and you start to shift your perspective around what health and fitness is, and you start to rock up and you forget that you're there, like, obviously you're going there to exercise, but you're going there to just have fun with a bunch of like-minded people.
Yeah, so like friends.
Yeah.
In the morning, it
Yeah.
gets you out the door if you see
Always.
friends.
100%.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a more so changing your relationship towards it too. Like whether, as Cooney said before, like not making it a chore, but like changing your relationship to how you view it as well. Like you don't need to view exercise as, I guess, a bad thing or coming and doing it. Change it because you enjoy it, you love it. Like,
Well, even looking at your training recently, Taylor, you had a back injury. So maybe even give everyone a bit of an insight into when we talked about our mission statement being transformation from inside out. You've gone completely, I guess, you've had a little bit more of an epiphany since having an injury. So when you were going from the outside in, what was the byproduct and what was the injury and the stress that was caused from that? And now that you've taken some time to reflect within yourself, what's been the byproduct of working from the inside out?
I guess it was more so before the, injury occurred, I wasn't aware that I was overdoing it, or I was like just pushing myself constantly and not stopping, I guess, and even just being with myself. I got to a point where I had bulged my disc and I was pretty much forced to stop, but it was a blessing in disguise. If I wasn't forced to stop, I wouldn't be who I am right now, I guess. I've had that time to stop and focus of the time to put into myself as well, because I couldn't do anything. It was like, okay, what caused that? Was it overdoing it, doing too much at once and not, I guess, coming back to myself and spending time by myself as well? I think that was a massive, I guess, growth spurt within me. And I've learnt many, many different things from, I guess, that injury as well.
I think it's finding your purpose too. Like saying, like, not getting up and making it a chore. It's like, what are you training for? Like, and not realize, like, people come in and they don't hit like same numbers as they did the week before or something, and it's like, do you have to hit that? Do you have to bench 100 kilos? Like, why do you want to do that? Because someone else is. Like, it's like if you find that, like, your purpose in training as well, like, it makes it so much more enjoyable.
And it doesn't have to be the same purpose every week, you know. It might just be, I'm having a low week this week, I'm going to be here for like the social side of things and really
and
connect
especially
with
for
people.
women,
especially not doing something every day. If you're not feeling up to it, then you don't necessarily have to do it. Like, just stop and go do something different.
Changes, like, it affects your training so much, which we can talk about further in another
That's a podcast.
Another podcast.
But, like, yeah.
Beijing unique, just saying.
Yeah, it's like, you don't have to come in and, be fucking Tia Claire to me. Oh, can I swear on this?
Why not? There we go. We just did it.
That's who I am. Sorry.
Mate, you're Tia. Sorry, I must have zoned out.
It's like, you know what I mean? You don't have to be the greatest person in the world. You don't have to deadlift 100 pounds or whatever you want to do. Like it's
And you know what? Some people find purpose in that.
Yeah, exactly. And if that's your purpose, go.
Yeah, like Tia, rock on, girl, rock on.
Keep doing it, girl.
But I do think,
let's go.
yeah, but I do think, and this is a can of worms that I'll keep shut. But social media obviously playing a huge role in expectations, in comparison, into what the ideal personality, lifestyle, body shape should be. And I think when people are so influential, posting things that are, I wouldn't say surface level, but everyone likes to treat their social media as a highlight reel. When people are seeing that, it's no one's fault, but when people are seeing that, they go, shit, what does it take to get there?
Oh, for sure.
And that is the definition of extrinsic motivation, and we can dive into that in another episode. Let's just open up many opportunities here. I do want to touch on that quickly, like to give people an idea. Like we have some very powerful people in this room right now, but we have some very powerful people that we want to talk to, and this is what this podcast is about. And it's about sharing stories, it's about sharing experiences, and providing insight from different levels of expertise that we really align with. And so I'm really excited. Like we've got some absolutely powerful episodes. It's not just us talking about the gym.
Which is why we want to connect the dots. So between obviously training and our workshops, this podcast, a Facebook group that's coming, more community events. Like we really want to have, like, we don't want to just have the classes and that to be it. Like we want to be able to provide that edge or not that edge when I was saying from a competitive standpoint. I meant that we want to have focus on the internal, because every decision that we make has to come from the internal out. And whether we recognize it or not, we make our decisions based off our confidence, based off our intentions, based off our insecurities. So I guess what we want to do is lightly open up a can of worms to just be transparent as hell through our own journeys. And then through that, I guess we want to not do the opposite, but we almost want to show the not so highlight reel. Like we want to show, because in the not so highlight reels and in the darker days and in the reflection times and within the growth periods is actually where the greatest lessons come from. And the highlight reels, to be honest with you, straight up are fake. Like they're straight up fake.
How long does it take to get that shot, kind of thing?
You know what I
They're
mean?
very
Like,
filtered.
you know what I mean? And it's like, and it's not that particular post is not fake. I'm not saying that, like, a highlight reel on social media, I'm not saying doesn't happen. Like that event might be the most amazing day where you did this, and you have every right to post about that. But I guess what we want to do is we want to show, we don't want to show behind the scenes of our life, but we just want to be transparent with the thoughts that we do have behind the scenes and how that may dictate the decisions that we make with eating, with training, with a lack of inadequacy within ourselves. So I guess this is our way through this podcast in trying to get our message out there. So now that we've spoken about the mission of our business, or of Base, is we'd like to go around and go through our values. So we're quite aligned to our values, and we've sort of just changed one from accountability to baseline in the process. But I'll read them out and then we'll have a bit of a discussion on each of them individually. So heart-led, embodiment, teamwork, transformation, and now baseline, which was accountability. So we have meetings based off this. We have highlights for members based off this. And in our way, if I sort of open each of them up, like heart-led means from leading from the heart, not from the head. So leading from being okay to be vulnerable and talking about an experience, and then leading from that and letting that speak its words and letting that have the impact, or not be afraid. Like so many people talked about, like for example, getting Duff on the podcast could be excellent. We've interviewed Duff on another podcast, Bridge It Out, which we won't get into detail. But for example, it could be holding back from saying something you love to a loved one because you feel like that could be not a thing you want to say and you're hesitant, but that could be the last time you have that opportunity. And I think being willing to open that heart space up, because I feel like a lot of us just speak from head, where some of the most every most amazing conversation that I have has been from the heart. So if a member walks past and they have a great session, for us, it's like we want to take that opportunity to say, well done, you had a really, really great session. Like, you should be extremely proud of yourself. But I feel like in this day and age, that's quite a hard thing to say, and even just be willing to say that.
Well, I guess it's also because people struggle to take a compliment as well. Like, they can't be like, oh, thank you. Like, okay.
Goes
like,
on both ends.
I actually did a great session, or I, like, you know, I did a good job. I lived it, like, really well. Like, comes back to, I guess, yourself and whether you can take a compliment and be proud of yourself about it too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Once again, that's a reflection. For me, I can't take compliments very well. I also find it very hard to give them. So that goes hand in hand. And some people love, like they're just like, no, more. Tell you before, just give it to me. But I mean, you quite will openly share your emotions and feelings as well. And so that's a prime example of that. What I wouldn't mind doing is maybe like picking one each and just running on that and spending a bit of time each person on one. Do we have 6? Someone's going to have to miss out.
I'll miss out, it's all good.
Damn it.
I'll talk about it.
PSL and Kaylee can talk about heart-led.
Well, you just did.
Oh, I'll just...
What it means for you.
I just think it's being authentic. It's like, I'll bring up James Smith because I bring it up probably 5 times a day. You guys are probably sick of hearing his name. But like he has like almost 800,000 followers for the reason that he just talks about what he believes in, and that's it. It's like he's so authentic in his message, and people love that, and that's why he has that following, and that's why he's changing so many people's lives. It's like he's just doing what he loves, and it's not like he's trying. Yeah, exactly.
Pulling back to not say it out.
Yeah, 100%. So I think it's just that. It's just like, I think most people, everyone should be authentic, but you can see through it when you're not. And he's doing a really good job of that. And I think that's just all it is. We're trying to do the same sort of thing. Just be authentic.
For sure. Tay, pick a value.
I'm going to touch on embodiment, and I think this is a really important one, especially when operating as a team. I think if we're basically trying to talk the talk, we need to be able to walk the walk as well. So if we're in sessions, if we're like, you know, trying to get the best out of someone else, we need to make sure that we're getting the best out of ourselves as well. Even like for an example, the other day, Cooney did a 21k run and he put it up on our whiteboard in the gym, which was things that we were going to achieve this year. And he just randomly picked a day and went ham on his 21k run, but I think that showed the value of embodiment. He's sticking to what he put up on the board, and I think that's awesome.
I'm a bit behind schedule on mine, but
To do it, so
That's a big one.
you've really outdone yourself.
Yeah.
Loza.
Yep, teamwork. I think it's important to realise that you can't do it all, and I think, you know, it's so important to have an amazing team that surrounds you, which we all, you know, have. We all can offer something amazing to this awesome team that we have here in front of us, and learn from each other. You know, like we can't, like I said, we can't do everything, and you know, we're here to learn from each other to gain skills and knowledge, you know, and then pass it on and become better trainers and better people in lives, and to help each other and those around us. So yeah, you know, we always need your support team.
Cooney, do you want to speak on one of them?
Yeah, I mean, I'll pick baseline for sure. That's that was, I mean, we've got that written in the gym. I think that's definitely something that I stand by. I'm not quite yet going to get a tattoo about it. I know Jared's pretty keen to get his first tattoo, first little bit of ink, but he is a bad boy. You used to wear bad boy shirts when you were little, didn't you? I did. I had an orange one. Flames.
Anyway, we'll go back to what we're speaking about.
We got nothing. I think baseline's very important. I think we do that on Monday nights, is set the baseline for the week, and make sure that we don't go under that, and baseline comes into every area of life. I think everything that we do in the gym is to try and create something that people can take with them no matter where they are. So obviously you're not going to do dumbbell snatches at work, but it's the discipline that we're creating. It's the confidence. It's the camaraderie, the teamwork, the embodiment, being able to become your own leader in your own space. And I think leadership is something that is put on some kind of pedestal, but every single person can be a leader in their own right. Being a mother, being a teacher, being like at work, being a manager, being a friend, like you can be a leader and you can lead by example, and that comes under pretty much all of our values.
I was going to say it comes back to teamwork as well, though, doesn't it?
Teamwork, embodiment, heart-led, like being authentic, leading by that. And coming back to baseline, it's, for me, last year, a very, very strong thing that I stood by was just to show up. And that came from a guy who I was incredibly inspired by at a Bridge the Gap event that we ran. And he's just like, I just want to continue to show up. And for me, that kind of hit me at the right moment. And I just went, you know what? Like, my baseline is just to show up. Because once you show up, 80% of the work's done. Yeah. It's like stepping into the gym, 80% of the work's done.
Job one done.
Job one done, and then everything flows from there.
Yeah.
And I just find that one super powerful.
And as well for baseline, it's an internal one as well, because like for us, we have visions to grow base. So coming off the back of being accountability in our baseline, it's important that as roles behind the scenes and in the gym as trainers and people behind the scenes, it's like we also have a standard as well in which we put ourselves out there, like as a trainer. Like we have a baseline to meet as a trainer for an onboarding process. You guys have a baseline to meet for the onboarding process, for the marketing sales. You have a baseline. So it's coming off the back of an accountability. So you should be holding yourself accountable within your baseline, which is a podcast that we're going to be doing on and explaining the idea of what baseline is. For transformation, the last one, transformation for the gym is, again, coming back from the quote. So the transformation from the inside out. So slowly through our workshops, through the podcasts, we want to bring that side to health and well-being that we don't necessarily has been met to its potential yet. And we want to provide tools, whether it be habit stacking or whether it be effective goal setting or whether it be a journaling prompt on body acceptance or whether it be what if you'd like to call it meditation or if you'd like to call it relaxation. At the end of the day, it's just a time by yourself. Like, we want to provide the tools that allow people to further understand themselves, and then they can make decisions from that place. So having the internal transformation too, which is something that's taking its time to get out there, but we want to be quite precise in how we deliver that side of the business as well. So now that you've gone through our values, heart-led embodiment, teamwork, transformation, and baseline, we'd like to go through one thing we are all excited about in 2021. What are you most excited about in 2021 for Base, Philpott?
Oh, one thing. That's hard. I'm excited for, like, I guess, our different approach towards, I guess, the norm health and fitness. Like, you know, we want to approach it as like you finding your own way of how it works for yourself, you working on, well, putting the work in for yourself, like in the internal part of it. Yeah, I can't nail it down to one thing. That's real hard.
That's right.
Yeah.
Pierso?
It's more like personal, but within Base. Just bringing some workshops, some nutritional advice, just that sort of aspect of health and fitness that we haven't quite got in the gym yet, but bringing that and then pretty much got everything.
I'm keen to connect with new people and to just see the community thrive and to see what events we do this year outside of the gym and just to keep new connections happening. I'm just excited to meet new people.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited for what's coming. I mean, there's a lot of things that are coming, but I think probably the biggest thing I'm excited for is, like Tay said, the new people. I think the last month we've attracted some very, very, very like-minded people, and at the start of the year I filled out who we kind of really, really want in the gym, and just seeing those people come out of nowhere and just step in and be like, whoa, I didn't know this place. And because I know that from those people I can grow. And coming back to what we were saying before about leadership and like, yes, we have the gym, yes, we are the trainers and the owners and the blah, blah, blah. But I love that place because I learn from everyone. And when I step in there to train, and I'm participating, and I'm completely equal with everyone there. And the amount of value that each one of those people in there has to offer is yet to be unlocked, in my opinion. So I'm just excited to bring like-minded people together.
I always have to go after him. Yeah. For me, it'd definitely be boxing workshop coming up hopefully next couple of months. But also kind of just having this year journey and then thinking about where everyone's come from this point right now to say in a year's time, and the transformations that people have been on, and yeah, what we will gain from those transformations, knowing those people, like you said, Cooney, being involved in their lives and learning ourselves. Yeah, just seeing the journey that people take for the next year and what they get to achieve at the end of it. So
absolutely,
yeah.
Yeah, mine comes off the back of a quote from Steve Jobs, like, you can go fast alone or far together. So my thing I'm most excited about for this year is that everything in which we produce and the culture and the community in which we create can only come from one place, and that's from alignment from the team. So my thing that I'm most excited about is to continue to evolve the culture that we have as a collective group here, and to stay aligned to what we want to achieve. And through that, if you've got 6 people aligned to one purpose and one mission within one brand, that's going to be far more powerful than having one person going for it, you know, out as hard as they can. So mine is alignment between us, and I look forward to, as myself, taking responsibility to continue us as a team to grow and evolve and to align and stick by our values and to lead by our mission and whatnot. So that's what I'm most excited about. And, you know, if there's other trainers, other team members, depending on the growth that we do have that come on board, like, I'm excited to see how they come in, and then I'm excited to see how you guys help them find their place within the team too. So yeah, mine's a little bit more behind the scenes, but I'm enjoying that. So I'm going to stick with that.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I think what we're building, and one thing that I really want to iterate is that the BaceCast, which is what we've decided to call this, is for the whole community, and we have plans to grow that community as much as we possibly can. We are a gym in Erina, and that has a radius. We're trying to penetrate outside of that because people are very, very similar. More similar than we might think, and I think we all face very similar adversities and very similar parts of life. And I think through our experiences and through the people that we have on, I think there's a lot of points that will really resonate with people, and it will click with people, whether they agree with it or it hits them. So yeah, I find I'm really excited for this. I'm really excited for this podcast. It doesn't travel locally. It travels wherever it wants to travel because it's universal, and I'm excited about that. I want to, because we're nearly at the end here, but I want to finish with something that we're grateful for each, and I want to make this a bit of a staple in the BaceCast. So starting or finishing with one thing that we're grateful for. So I'll start because
Heart-led
I want to.
This is heart-led.
Sure, absolutely, and I'm just grateful for this podcast. Like, and as simple as that seems, like, just doing this, I've had my hesitations. I've had my I know, because with Bridge, like, and it's more so like there's a lot of work that goes into this, and it for me, I need to see it as valuable, and just this episode alone has just really secured the importance and the value that it has, and being in the room with you guys is great.
And we haven't even touched the surface yet.
It's really, and we haven't even
just introduced ourselves.
My name's Andrew. Oh my god, this is perfect. No, but yeah, very, very grateful that this has happened, and very, very grateful for the opportunities that it's going to open up.
Good luck.
It's with me next, after him. No, I would say that I'm really grateful to have met all of you. It's been a big journey for me, being like the oldest trainer here, and the first. Oh yeah. I wish this was around when I was younger, and I say it to you often, Tay, but to have role models like you guys out in the community for people at your age, I think is amazing and so important. And I really do take my hat off to you guys because what you're doing in the community is amazing, and I'm really, really excited to see where it goes.
Take your hat off
You
to
are
yourself,
amazing.
Loz.
Yeah.
You are amazing.
But I've learnt from you guys, so.
Mine is, I didn't know if we were making this personal about the team. Yeah, but I was going to say the ocean this morning. I was genuinely grateful for that. But nah, if we're mating around
It's
this,
anything. It's honestly anything.
mine is like, if it's related towards the gym, is the members that have stuck by us through the transition, but also particularly the members that have become open-minded to what we're doing. That really gives us a lot of confidence, and we have a lot of members that have been through the transition from DMR to base, and we love that and we respect that, and we can't wait to continue to provide you an experience, but also particularly members that are have conversations with us individually about topics or being open-minded to what we're doing, like an open-minded attitude. If there's one thing that's helped me come more towards myself and realize more about myself and connect with myself more, it's being open-minded to doing things. And if I shut the book on that and I'm saying, nah, never, it's like I used to hate sushi growing up, and then I just randomly had it enough times that I enjoyed it. Do you know what I mean? Like, but I'm saying, like, it's true. You close yourself off to something you can never experience, and you could be one step away, one door away, 1 second away from having the best experience of your life. So to the members that have been incredibly open-minded towards our message, like, I thank you, because it's given me a lot of confidence too.
Following the open-minded, I'm going to go back to, I guess, grateful for you all, especially Taylor and Jared. I guess being open-minded, I was able to create my own business to make that a full-time job for me. It was something I wanted to do for so long, but was just so hesitant about. I didn't believe in myself for starters, and the fact that it was possible. It was. And it come down to believing in myself. And also, like, I guess my development, my self-development, having those hard conversations with Jared a few times, but they were well needed. I needed them. So I'm pretty grateful for,
Yep.
but I've been through a journey myself, and I guess now I've met people like you who believe in the same thing that I do. Now I'm able to actually speak up about my experience as well, but me openly believing that I can. I feel safe to. I can open my heart, and I feel pretty excited to, I guess, see what's coming in the future too. So
Leaders create leaders. Absolutely.
I'll keep mine around the gym as well. I guess I'm grateful for Cooney. For this side.
Go on, Jaden. Go on. Please.
Accept the compliment.
Everyone, shut up. Let Jaden talk. He could be onto something here.
Technically, it's
sort of his conversation at Bellyfish we had about 9 months, or maybe not even that, 7 months ago. Yeah. Anyway, mid last year, that actually gave me the opportunity to be here today. So I'm very grateful for that, because without that conversation, who knows where I'd be now. But
It didn't take long, did it? Cooney goes, oh, Pearso's training to do his PT to me. Oh, sweet. Pearso, you want to come into the gym? I love doing that. I just love giving people opportunities. And then boom, look where you are now 9 months later.
Yeah. No, I do think about that often. I'm glad you remember it. And when I'm broke, I'll bring it up. But no, thank you, bro, because I'm very grateful for that as well.
I'm grateful to be able to be myself every day. And in a place especially like when I rock up to base and I can just absolutely yell and probably annoy the people next door to us at 9:30, but I can just have so much fun and everyone bounce off that and create a space of people, just to have fun, and I'm grateful that I can do that.
Yeah, Will be.
No one knows why you call me Will be, by the way.
Nah, it's right.
That's an episode. That's an hour long
Alright.
episode that we'll have to
Anyway,
open up
I told
down the
Cooney
track.
off air that we wouldn't be able to sit under 30 minutes, and we're at 40 minutes, so I feel like we've done well. But for BaceCast episode 1, that is an introductory into us as a team, our values, our mission. And yeah, we look forward to providing you guys value. We look forward to giving you guys insights and to be completely transparent with you guys along our own journeys, because this is not a podcast about us being the teachers. This is a podcast about us talking about our experiences and our internal reflections and growth within ourselves, and then reflecting them off. And if it resonates with you, it resonates with you, and we'd love for you to reach out to us. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then like hopefully, you know, you've got other episodes coming up, or you've got other people in your life that resonate with you. So signing off, BaceCast 1.
Why is that funny?